everyone. So we have a very special guest today, my dear friend Shell from the great city of Los Angeles, baby. Golden State, Golden Girl. Okay, so Shell, you are a dancer, ballerina. She does dance performances throughout New York City. You just got back on tour too, like in Tennessee or Texas.
Oh yeah, I was in the South. I was like in Tennessee and Arkansas.
Tennessee, Arkansas, dancing, showing off her talent. But I wanted to make this video today because Michelle, the Freedom Fairy, I also have a video on my YouTube channel called The Freedom Fairy in Central Park. You guys check that out. It's of Shell dancing with her friend Fiona.
Yeah.
And it's a cute little video. But I wanted to make this video because you know a lot about healthy living, healthy lifestyle. Shell has studied Chinese medicine. You're a vegan?
Pretty much. I mean,
vegan. She does Whole Foods hauls, and I want to ask you some questions. I mean, we can't dive into like all of it within one video. We got to keep it short because my storage is so crap. But let's answer a big question. What's your take on healthy eating, big pharma, people, especially in this country, not knowing too much about healthy eating? What are your thoughts on big pharma, fast food, organic food? Like, I would love your input.
Yeah, so of course, you know, everyone has their own life, their own journey, but definitely like just taking the word of your regular doctor. I know most of us grew up like basically thinking everything our doctor said is like what we should do, and the right thing. And not to like discredit the hard work that they have gone through, and they do know some things, but just the quickness with like giving out prescriptions and just immediately saying you need surgery or some other like huge medical, you know, invasive thing. Like a lot of it could be avoided simply by changing your diet. And of course, diet is just one part of our lifestyle.
One thing that I was kind of thinking about earlier today was like, in middle school and high school, we took a health class and then we learned about like the basics. Like, yeah, eat your fruits and vegetables, go out and like play for like an hour or something, drink your water and stuff. But I don't think we ever really like talked about how beneficial like plants, fruits, vegetables, all of that can be. And I heard somewhere, and like correct me if I'm wrong, put your input on it, but even like certain seeds, like watermelon seeds, the seeds in like strawberries, or you know, like they're also really powerful antioxidants and all that kind of stuff. But I never was taught that in school.
Know.
And if anything, y'all, when we eat watermelon, we're told to spit the seeds out.
I know. That's with like so many foods. We think like this part is the bad part. And like, of course, there are some, like even just some plants we're not supposed to eat because they're poisonous, you know? But it's like, we're just, I think especially in the US, you know, we're very influenced by Western thinking, capitalism as well. So it's really that type of thinking infiltrates everything else, because then we think this is good, this is bad, and anything different is like you're weird. And like, who wants to feel that way in society? Like, so many of us already feel like marginalized for whatever other reason, you know, and then just based off of your food choices, like people, I mean, even now I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like people are always being like shamed for some reason. And when it comes to your food, it's like this is actually such a powerful thing that we can do for ourselves, and it's kind of sad that we don't have, like, it's not taught to us. Like, the most important things are not taught to us.
It's not.
Actually, in Thailand, funnily enough, in Thailand, they sell watermelon seeds as a snack, like at the convenience store. P.S. They're yummy.
Yeah. But for you, you're doing a phenomenal job. I mean, I went over to her house, what was it, like a few weeks, like a month ago?
Maybe like a month ago.
Yeah, she made like this really great tempeh. Is it called tempeh?
Yeah, tempeh.
Tempeh with rice, and like she made this sauce with like tahini, and it was so good. And it was vegan?
Yeah, vegan.
Girl. Like, no way. The tempeh, she made like the best tempeh. It tastes like chicken. But how did you learn about healthy eating? How did you really start getting into like healthy eating, learning about how to heal your body, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I think, like, honestly, I got into it because of actually my mental illness, because I had an ED, and of course that's very, even though the disease is not about the food is very related in the disease. So through my, I'm gonna say a word that people don't like, but through my crazy research of diets, I started to learn, even though it wasn't really correct, but I did start to learn about food through all these diets. And then of course when I went through treatment, and I was in treatment in and out for a very long time, I learned there too from different nutritionists, but my behaviors got better, but I still struggled with, like, mental stuff, depression, anxiety. And it wasn't until I met my boyfriend, who actually has been eating plant-based and specifically macrobiotic, which is based in Chinese medicine. It's a whole other approach to looking at food, and like healing yourself, because a lot of people, again, talking about the Western mentality, look at food like scientifically. And that is definitely, like I said, with the doctors, they definitely know some stuff, but it's like learning this other aspect of energy. And again, we're not taught that. I mean, there's still people today, when you say, like, talk about energy, people think you're weird. And it's like, actually, it's been healing people for thousands of years. And even to this day, like, a lot of people, when they're like went through all the possible things they feel like they can go through, they finally go to like someone who knows about Chinese medicine, an acupuncturist, herbalist, someone, and that's usually helps them. But it's only to the point where they went through all this other stuff. So it's like, how awesome would it be if we just all like knew about this already and prevented and help eliminate these diseases on our own? We don't have to go through all that.
So if you ever want a consultation, Shell does consultation. So if you ever just want some advice on healthy living, how to change your diet, all that kind of stuff, go to her. She has consultations. And when we were working, we were talking about salt. And I was like, I'm trying to cut out salt. And you were like, no, salt's actually like good for you. Like, you should have salt.
So, like, of course, different issues that you may be having, like, yes, salt might be like worse for you, but like in the ideal balance of your health, salt does have a place, like, especially because when we say salt, we mostly, the negativity that we know of comes because of the chemicalized salt, like that we usually buy at the store, like the Mortons. The girl, she's very cute with her umbrella, but that salt is horrible. That's probably most of that research that we know comes from people eating that type of salt. And then, of course, like, it's in all the food, like so much of it unnecessarily. So of course it's going to have bad effects. But sea salt comes from the ocean, not chemically treated, and actually all the vitamins and minerals that's, cuz sea salt has vitamins and minerals that we actually need in our bloodstream. Like that's what that salt has. But we're used to the chemicalized salt, which actually just does horrible things to our body, actually doesn't have those nutrients. So it's like, just switch your salt. You don't have to cut it out. I mean, of course, like you can even overdo sea salt, but like just try switching your salt, and that's already you're gonna do so much better.
Now, do you use sea salt, Himalayan salt? What kind of salt do you prefer that we use?
Better sea salt is the best one, just because like it came from the ocean, and like if you want to like talk about evolution, of course people think different things, but yeah, life started in the ocean. I mean, at least some people think that. Yeah, life started in the ocean, and it's like, that's, and like I said, that's the exact minerals that we need in our blood. And in Chinese medicine, we kind of like equate our blood to the ocean because of the same chemical compounds, because the same minerals, is in the ocean. And actually, if you think about it, like when you're in your mother's womb, you're like surrounded, in her body with, her blood all around you. And it's like the same thing, like, the primordial bacteria started in the ocean surrounded by all those minerals, so it's like you slowly come out and you slowly come out.
I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, but it's like when you're in your mother's womb, it's like the evolutionary process, but it's like, of course, sped up so much. But like even like you look at ultrasounds, the babies look like little tadpoles sometimes.
Yeah.
And they slowly like, they don't look like humans right away. Just like back in our evolution, we didn't look like humans right away.
Can you name a couple of your favorite spices, fruits, and vegetables?
Yeah, so we already talked about sea salt, so I won't talk about it too much. But another thing like we used in that tempeh that Lexi said, oh yeah, it tastes like chicken. Well, I used tamari, which is it's like soy sauce. It's a little bit different process. People know it now as like the gluten-free soy sauce, but it's also a traditional condiment, and a lot of people, when I say soy sauce, people also have negative connotation because they think, oh, it has so much sodium. But if you get like good quality, like traditionally made and fermented, yeah, it is a fermented food, and not only are you getting like a yummy salty flavor, but you're also getting the probiotics, which a lot of people today, they just think probiotics is separate, and so they buy a supplement. But it's like you could be putting that in your food, eating that every single day, and it's like, yeah, tamari, it makes your food taste so yummy. Like so you thought it tasted like chicken. So like it makes it really yummy. And then also like kind of going along with that, miso, a similar thing. Like we put that in our tahini dressing, and again has the probiotics. And it's another like traditionally fermented food. Again, you're feeding your gut bacteria. And just talking about like, mental health stuff, like, when you help, a lot of people think like, think about mental health issues as like a chemical imbalance. And like, first of all, that's just a hypothesis and it's never been proven. You can look it up. So, the psychiatrists talk about how you have to take these medications so your brain chemicals can be balanced. But actually, most of your happiness chemicals actually comes from your stomach.
No way.
So a lot of people, the way that we eat today, that's why there's such issues with stomach problems. But you don't think the brain, actually in Chinese medicine, the brain and the stomach are mirrors. So you think about like our organs, how like our intestines, how they look all like wiggly.
Yeah.
that's like the wiggles in our brains, you know?
Mm.
It's like a mirror image. So yeah, eating like probiotic foods, and then also like other foods that feed the probiotics, because the probiotics are just bacteria, but they need stuff to eat to live. So you have to feed them good stuff like whole grains and beans. And so that's another thing, like whole grains. I mean, whole grains is a whole other thing, but it's like a grain that has all the layers intact. So that's why you hear people say like brown rice is better. Which is like, you know, different things. You know, I don't ever want to say like put food on a hierarchy, because again, you know, I come from ED world, so try not to like shame people for stuff. But yeah, like the brown rice does have more layers, so it is gonna have more nutrients for your gut bacteria, so you can be happier. And there's a lot of other benefits. But yeah, and pretty much any bean is good for you. And then like vegetables, of course, especially leafy green vegetables, and then fruits. I mean, there's a whole other, you know, there's a lot of different things out there.
Do you have favorites?
I would say, okay, my personal favorite, I love green apples.
Oh, nice.
I love green apples. They're really good for your liver and your gallbladder, because like the sour taste, like again in Chinese medicine, all the energies reflect all over different aspects of life. And so like in food, the different energies can be noticed in taste. So tree or wood energy is sour taste, and it's also connected with different organs. So the sour food helps your liver and your gallbladder.
Any other favorite fruits?
My boyfriend really likes blueberry.
Oh, cute.
Of course, like, you know, everyone knows the antioxidants, which is really good, you know. You know, we stress ourselves out every day, not just what we think or things going on outside of us, but like, you know, physically we stress ourselves out, depending, you know, if you are very active, you get sore muscles. So those antioxidants really help everything in your body balance out, and of course the result is you look younger. So I really recommend people to read this book called Sugar Blues.
Sugar Blues.
Yeah, by William Duffy.
Okay.
It was written, I think, in the 60s or 70s, but I think it's very like eye-opening about especially sugar, what it does to us, because a lot of people just think, oh, it causes cavities, it makes you fat, and it's like, there's a lot more, I want to say horrifying things that sugar does.
Mm-hmm.
But and when I say sugar, I mean refined white sugar. I'm not talking about like sugar that's in whole grains naturally or fruits naturally, because it's a whole thing. Like, obviously, we learned in biology in like 7th grade, like our cells run on sugar. Yeah, but our cells run on sugar. So it's like for us to, you know, again, talking about all these different diets, for us to be like, oh, sugar is bad. And there's people that are like, even from grain, sugar is bad. Even from fruit, sugar is bad. It's like, no. Our cells run on sugar.
Yeah, you have to, sugar from, you know, blueberries or green apples is better than sugar from a donut. Exactly.
And that's not what I'm talking about when I say our cells run on sugar. It's not from. But definitely read that book, because you will learn.
Sugar Blues from
William Duffy.
William Duffy. I'm gonna write that down. All right, y'all. So you heard it from Shell, the Freedom Fairy. Go check her out. I'll put it like right here. The Freedom Fairy. She's on Instagram, TikTok, right? TikTok, YouTube. She does dance, ballet, consultations, whole food hauls. I mean, and I love watching those hauls too.
They're fun. I love talking about food.
They're so just like satisfying. I'm like, I could watch those.
I love talking about food so much.
But yeah, you guys, if you like this video, like it, thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.